Welcome back aspirants on MacTech 40, and today we will solve one question of Pelton turbine or Pelton wheel. Okay, and this question is based on previous year gate question. Okay, here I have written in question, as you can see here, A B C D E F. So there are number of things that we have to find, but in actual problem there was very few things that we have to find, but I have added some more terminologies here, more entries that we have to find here, so that our equation get utilized and we come to know how to use all this equation. So what I have taken the assumption in this lecture, that is, you have basic idea of Pelton wheel, you know the theory of Pelton wheel. And the second assumption is that you know the equations, few equation like efficiencies, output upon input, hydraulic efficiency equation, mechanical efficiency equation. If you don't know, then I will write here and I will explain from where it came. Okay, so let's start. So first of all, what is the data? So the data is the head at the base of the nozzle is 200 meter. Okay, that means at the entry of nozzle, suppose this is a nozzle, and water is coming from penstock like this. So here, what is the head? That is called net head. It is known as H. We will write as H. So at the base of the nozzle is 200 mm. Jet area is given to us, that is small a or capital A. We will write as a capital A. Discharge is given to us, that means Q is given to us. Power available at the shaft, that means shaft power is given. And mechanical efficiency is also given to us. So first of all, I will draw a schematic diagram from all these efficiencies and power. Okay, whenever you write the answer in mains, UPSC ESC mains, or whether forest service or civil service mains, you have to follow this approach. Okay, so that you will not lose your marks. So this is the reservoir, and from penstock water is coming, and here it is a nozzle, and its area is continuously gradually decreasing. Okay, so whatever the head, because water is stored at some height, so this is the elevation difference is called as net head, or head available at the nozzle base, H. Okay, then here I'm enlarging this nozzle like this. Okay, so as the water flows, so its velocity will increase, but here in this surface, this lateral surface, there will be some frictional losses. Okay, so all total head is in terms of pressure head, is not fully converted into velocity head. There will be some loss. Okay, so here we have some velocity v1, and in terms of head we can write v1 square by 2g. Okay, then this v1 square by 2g, velocity head, the water containing this much amount of head entering into the runner, that means wheel. Okay, and runner produces some power like this. Suppose it has produced some power by force into radius, this is torque, and multiply by peripheral velocity of runner. So this is the power produced by runner. So when you take the difference between this power and this power, there will be some difference, so that means which indicates there are some losses in runner. So you can find out easily efficiency of the wheel or efficiency of the runner from output of the runner divided by input of the runner. And here same, efficiency of the nozzle is, you can find v1 square by 2g divided by net head available. Okay, then this runner is attached on the shaft, and there are bearings also, and all other some rotating parts are there. So due to this, some frictional force is generated, and this frictional force consumes some power to overcome this. So there is a loss. So these losses are known as friction loss, or you can say that bearing losses. and whatever the power coming out of this is known as our shaft power. So this is the all the energy interaction. Okay, and here suppose this force into radius, this is torque into velocity or angular velocity, omega. I am writing here omega, where omega is equal to pi dn, okay, by 60, sorry, not pi dn, r into u into r. Okay, so here the difference between this, the quantity of power here and shaft power, is known as mechanical efficiency. And there is hydraulic efficiency. Its equation is hydraulic efficiency is known as nozzle efficiency multiplied by runner efficiency or wheel efficiency. This is the equation, write down somewhere. And overall efficiency is known as hydraulic efficiency into mechanical efficiency. So these two are the equation that will be useful in our final calculation. So let's start. First, head is given to us in the nozzle. Okay, so we will write power at the base of nozzle. What is the power at the base of nozzle? That is rho gqh. Okay, you know this equation very well. So what is the rho? That is 1000. G is equal to 9.8. Discharge value is given to us, that discharge is 0.5 meter cube per second. Here it is given 0.5. And net head is what? 200 meter is given to us. So when you solve this in your calculator, you will find as 979 kilowatt. So this is the theoretical power, or you can say that stagnation power, or power available in the water as a stored energy. Now how much we will get? So we will find in the question. Okay, now sorry, not question, it is given that the shaft power, this is the power output. This 820 kilowatt is the final output what we get, but the actual power, the ability of water in stored form, that is 979 kilowatt. So here it is, we can easily say that there is some losses from 979 to 820, and there are losses in different stage. So what are these losses? We have to find that, and as an efficiency associated with this. So now what is the velocity at exit of the nozzle? This is known as v1. Suppose we are writing v1, it is discharge upon exit area. Discharge is given to us 0.5 meter cube per second divided by area. Area is 0.0083 meter square. Okay, because area in here in mm square it is given, but we have taken in meter, we have converted, then we have taken in SI units. So it is 60.25 meter per second. 60.25 meter per second, this is the exit velocity. Now what is the head in this velocity? In terms of head, we can write v1 square by 2g. Okay, so what is the velocity there? 60.25 whole square divided by 2g, 2 into 9.8. So when you solve this, you will find that is 185 meter head. In terms of head, what is the head available at the exit? That means at this point, head h dash. Okay, now convert, uh, find out the power associated with this. So power associated with this is rho gq into 185. What is rho? 1000 density of water. G is equal to 9.8 Q is given to us 0.5 and head is 185, not 200. So you will get as 905.5 kilowatt. So here you can see from 979 to 905, this much loss is only in nozzle. So what you have to find is nozzle losses of the power in nozzle. So how much loss, the difference between these two. So you can write easily that loss in nozzle is equal to 979 kilowatt, it is available at the base, minus how much power it is given to runner, it is giving to runner is 905.5. So the difference, that is 73.5 kilowatt. So this much power is lost in the nozzle. Okay, so here we can write the nozzle efficiency of the nozzle is what, power output from the nozzle or the total water power available at the exit of the nozzle, that is 905.9 divided by total energy stored in the water, it is 979 kilowatt we have find out. So when you take the ratio, so you will find as a 92% efficiency. So this is the our efficiency of nozzle first, and whatever term we have find out we will just mark here so that we will not forget anything. So we have found losses in the nozzle, loss of power in nozzle, as well as nozzle efficiency. Now power lost in the runner. So whatever the power coming from the exit of the nozzle, that is 905.9, it is directed towards runner. Okay, now runner power is what, here the runner power is, or power available during this is runner power, or you can say that RP or WP, you can say that wheel power, that is power available at the nozzle, that is 905.5 divided by mechanical efficiency here. Okay, or you can say that frictional efficiency, frictional losses here it is given. So sorry, it's my mistake. Okay, actually the power at the shaft, actually seen the figure here, I've told you that is what is the difference, that is mechanical efficiency is what, shaft power divided by runner power or wheel power. So mechanical wheel power is defined as, mechanical efficiency is defined as shaft power or power available at the exit of the shaft divided by wheel power. So we can find wheel power easily by shaft power divided by mechanical efficiency. Okay, and this mechanical efficiency is associated with losses in the bearing no and friction. Okay, so this is, here shaft power is 820 kilowatt divided by mechanical efficiency is what, 0.93, 93%. So you can easily write this is 882 kilowatt. It is a power available at the periphery of this Pelton wheel, like this is a Pelton wheel, and from nozzle it is jet is striking over here. So here power is 905 kilowatt, and here because there are losses in frictional losses in buckets and splitters. Okay, so here 905.5, and at the periphery the power is 882 kilowatt. Here you can easily find out that power loss of power in runner or wheel, whatever you can say, that is 905.5 minus 882. Okay, so 905 minus 882, that is 24.5 So when you solve in the calculator, that is 23 point, not 24, it is 23.5 kilowatt. So this much power is lost in the runner. So what is the efficiency of the wheel or runner, whatever you can say that? So wheel efficiency is what? Power output at the wheel divided by power input at the wheel. Okay, so when you solve this, you will come to know this answer is 97.4%. Okay, so now up to now we have find the power loss in the runner or wheel, whatever you can say that. Okay, wheel efficiency also. Now we have to find hydraulic efficiency. Here I have written the equation of hydraulic efficiency. The hydraulic efficiency is given by nozzle efficiency into wheel efficiency. Nozzle efficiency is what? It is 92%. So 0.92, and wheel efficiency is 0.974 or 97.4%. So when you convert, so you will get the hydraulic efficiency as a 90%. Okay, this is a very near value, near round of value, 90% hydraulic efficiency. So this thing we have also found. So tick mark here. Hydraulic efficiency we have also found. Now frictional losses in the bearing. So how it is now easy, because we have the power at the, what is the power at the periphery of the wheel, and shaft is attached to the center here like this. So there is some losses, and we know the frictional losses due to friction, that is what at exit at shaft it is 820 available, but at the runner it is 882 kilowatt. All this term are in kilowatt, 882 kilowatt. So losses are generally here is 61 or 62, sorry, 62, here 62 kilowatt loss. Here it is a 62 kilowatt loss in mechanical friction. Okay, so what is the our the last and find we have find all the losses, and what is the overall efficiency. So we know the equation of overall efficiency. It is hydraulic efficiency into mechanical efficiency. So just write down the equation here. That is overall efficiency is equal to hydraulic efficiency into mechanical efficiency. So what is the hydraulic efficiency is 90%, and what is the mechanical efficiency? 93% given in the data. Okay, so when you multiply both this, you will find as 83.7%. So this is the final answer, and we have found all this missing data and all the things that we have to find. Okay, so hope you guys understand this. This is the very fundamental, and the question that I have set here, which covers all the basic equation that you required in the exam, and all these formulas you have to remember in the exam. Okay, otherwise you will stuck here at the very first stage, V1. Okay, so tomorrow we will solve another numerical of hydraulic machine oils itself. Okay, so tomorrow we will meet with some new question. Till then, keep studying, stay focused.